Morning, girls. I'm a little bit early again, but I have some hair tutorials and other videos that I need/want to get done this morning. So we had to get on a little early. But good morning, good morning. We're going to do some makeup. We haven't done a full face yet this week. So we're going to do that today. I could have got like my base face on and then got on, but I feel like let's chit chat a little bit. If you have not gotten this eye cream yet, I really, really like it. So it's the Dr. Leo, Lab by Dr. Leo brand. And I looked on Amazon. I have to tell you what a good deal this is. And they don't have this exact one. They have some Dr. Leo products, and they do have one eye cream, but it looks smaller, and it doesn't have this metal end is like a cooling. So I really like that because it really helps depuff, and it is just super hydrating. And mostly I just love the way it wears under makeup. I feel like it's really helped with like my fine lines, makeup settling, all of that. Good morning, Dawn. How are you? Thanks for hopping on. And I kind of go all the way out here. So anyways, it's really good for fine lines, wrinkles, and especially like hydration. So right before you put your makeup on, it's great because it's really going to plump up that skin and just help your makeup lay better. Or if you're not wearing makeup, obviously it's going to be super hydrated, glowy, and the cool tip really helps with like depuffing and stuff in the morning. But this one also comes with a big box of eye patches. You get 10, I think, eye patches. And it's only $19.90 on TikTok, and it ships free. Or it was at least like 2 days ago last time I checked. So the one on Amazon, that's the Lab by Dr. Leo brand, was $26, but it was a smaller tube. It didn't have the cool tip, and it didn't come with the free eye patches, and it was $7 more. So that's why I have you linked to the TikTok one. I know shopping on TikTok isn't as convenient as Amazon, but to me, that's a way better deal. You're getting way more product, you're getting this, and you're still getting free shipping. So to me, that is a way, way better deal. I'm going to go in with this City Beauty lid lifting treatment. This is a little more on the spendier side. It is $67, but basically all it does is tightens your lid and helps kind of lift them up. So like, you know how this part of your face just gets really heavy as we age? This just kind of helps tighten and lift that skin for makeup. Good morning, Jerry. How are you? Yay, you're off today, Dawn. That's exciting. This is actually my last day for the week, so I'm very excited about that, but somehow it's still like dragging on. I don't know. I'm like really kind of dragging butt this week. Anybody else? Mary Kay has an amazing eye cream just like that for $44. This one sounds like a better deal. Yes, and I know Mary Kay has good products, so I'm sure that one is good too, but this is really a good deal. $19.90. And it's a peptide eye cream, which I know that's like super trendy right now. So 10% double PDRN. I think that's like the collagen stuff. And then 10 peptide complex. So anyways, it is a really, really good eye cream, and for the price, I feel like you are definitely getting what you pay, like you're getting a really good bang for your buck because it's under $20. Good morning, Ronnie. How are you? Okay, since Ronnie's on here, she reminded me, guys, I'm gonna have to take these off tonight. I put these on Friday morning 2.5 weeks ago. So this Thursday would be like if I wore these through the end of the day Thursday, that would be 3 weeks of glue on nails, day 21. So what's today? Tuesday. So today's day 19 of glue on nails. Oh, did I remember to put I was going to put this down here. I forgot. I actually have an affiliate link with them. So let me see if I remembered it. If you want to try them out. Oh yeah. Okay, good. I did remember. I have all of these links up in the caption, which is probably the easier way. Ugh, why does this never want to work? Help! Okay, well, I tried to pin my comment. I don't know why it's not letting me. Good morning, Kenya! Anyways, I guess it's not going to let me do that. I've had them on almost 3 weeks. And they're still on. Obviously, they're starting to look grown out. They're getting a little scratched. They're getting a little run down. We're on day 19, but they look pretty dang good. Like from a distance, you really can't tell. And I haven't even popped one yet, so I am shocked by that. The nails come with glue in the little kits, just like most do, you know, but I did use the paint on glue just because I wanted to try it, so that's what I used. I've been wearing red Aspen press-ons for almost 3 years. They are great quality and wear amazingly well. Yes. Good morning. I do Curve Life press-ons. Also love them. I do love the Curve Life ones for sure. I used the Curve Life glue. I never did try the sticky press-ons, but I have heard a lot of good feedback about it, and their nails are super cute too. Isn't that kind of crazy, Kenya? I tried Aspen nails years ago and wasn't impressed. They must have improved their glue. I'll try again. This is my first time, so I don't know, Dawn. I used a little swipe on glue, and then I just did the same routine that I do with all my press-on nails. So I'll have to make an updated video here soon, but basically I think the prep is way more important than the nails itself, or like the manicure itself. So what I do to prep is I file the tops of my nails. I make sure that they are nice and smooth. I don't want like a bunch of bumps or ridges or anything like that. And then I wash my nails and my hands with soap, like really, really good. I try to make sure every single bit of like dust or anything, all that could be on there, I scrub the heck out of my nails, and I wash my hands at the same time, but you know what I mean? So after I file down the tops of my nails, push my cuticles back, whatever I need to do to prep that way, then I wash my nails really, really good. Dish soap works probably the best, but hand soap will work too. And then after I wash my nails and dry my hands and everything, I then go in again with rubbing alcohol, and I either use like a paper towel, a Q-tip, not a Q-tip, a cotton ball, something like that, and I wipe down every single nail. So that way if I missed any oil or dirt or anything like that, that's gonna dry up any oil so that the glue works the best, and just make sure they're really, really clean. So that's what I do to prep. And then I also go and match all of the nails up to my fingers and lay them out before I put any glue on. So that way I'm not fiddling, like trying to find which nail or anything like that once I put the glue on. I want to put the glue on and put the nail on right away, and I squeeze like this. So I want to put the nail on while the glue's still wet. So that's what I do. The prep is extremely important. Nail dehydrator is a must if you have oily nail beds. Yes, so I've never used that. I just do like rubbing alcohol. That's what it's called, yeah. All right, good morning. Let's get started. I just used this. I've used this a bajillion times on live. You guys are probably tired of hearing about it, but I bring it up every day just in case there's someone new. I found a really, really good deal on Amazon where you get 2 of these for $8.98, I want to say. I have it linked above. There's quite a few of these out there. I actually got mine on TikTok, and I think it was like $13 for one, which I was happy with that. I was not mad with $13 for one of these because I really, really like it. But if you can get 2 for $9, that's even better. So this is your SPF 50, your color corrector, and a makeup primer. You can totally wear it by itself, but it wears beautifully under makeup. It doesn't pill up. It's not greasy like a lot of SPF stuff. Like, it really is an awesome, awesome makeup primer. And then it has the SPF 50, and I love the color correct. So it's not foundation, but if you have like, I have a lot of like melasma, you know, redness, anything like that. I have like the mustache. It's just going to help kind of neutralize those colors. So neutralize redness, neutralize brown spots, neutralize dark under eyes, but it's not foundation. It's not coverage. Just kind of helps soften those harsher colors. You know what I mean? Good morning, Dawn. I am early. Yep, I have a couple other videos I need to make today, so I decided to jump on early because my schedule is way off this week, you guys. So I don't even know if I'll be live again this week. Maybe, I'm not sure. So, but anyways, just bear with me if I'm not. We'll be back in action next week. But I had some other videos I have to get done and edited and stuff today. Have to / want to. Cuticle oil to remove cuticles. Is that what that said? To remove dashes, prevents any damage to your natural nails. My nails were so damaged from doing salons for over 20 years, and now they're as healthy as ever. That's awesome, Ronnie. Let's Let's see. I wear press-on nails all the time, but don't prep to that extreme. I'll try that. It is kind of an extreme process, but I feel like that is what really makes it last for me, you know? And like, the more you do it, it really only probably takes me 10, 15 minutes because I've done it so many times. It's just like routine. But I feel like if I put in that extra like 15 minutes of prep, I'm probably going to get an extra like 7 to 10 days out of the nails. You know what I mean? Because if I don't do the prep, I might pop one the same day. I can't wear a fake nail, but I love those nail polish strips. I've used several brands of those. I remember those when they like first came out and were like really, really big, Jerry, and I never did like them. I had a friend who sold, can anyone think of the name of the company? They shut down. It was, that was all they did was those nail strips. I cannot think of it. Anyways, I loved the idea of it. I loved the concept. I thought they were really fun. But at that time, I still had my, like, just natural nails that were short, stubby. I bit my nails, all of that. And so I feel like because my nails were so short, they just didn't, like, look that good. You know what I mean? But I think if I had longer nails, I would have loved them. Because I really do think they stayed on good. Good morning, Grace. Red Aspen launches new nails every week and have a beautiful collection launching today at 12:30. Check out Savannah's link. Thank you, Ronnie. I'll have to check it out myself. Color Street. Yep, that's the one. So jealous that you have the rest of the week off. Did I say hi, Grace? I can't remember. I read your comment. I can't remember if I said hi. Good morning if I didn't. I know. I am excited. I'm like a little tired out. I feel like I need a vacation. That's like a relaxing vacation. Does anybody else ever feel that way? Like when you have like some vacations are like busy, you're doing a lot of stuff, like you're kind of like getting run down, but like you're having fun, you know what I mean? And then there's a vacation that's like actually relaxing. I feel like when you take any kind of like trip vacation, you almost need like a relaxing like catch up week after that to like regroup, you know what I mean? Does anybody else get like that? All right, so do not follow my brow routine. Lately, I've just been taking clear brow gel, brow glue, and like kind of combing them so that they have a little bit of shape and are like locked in place. And that's all I've been doing. I do not think it's probably the most flattering on me or anything like that, but it's the quickest and easiest and least frustrating. So that's what I've been doing. Color Street. Yep, that was the name. I think it was Color Street, yeah. How do you remove the nails? I personally just wait until the nails get a little bit loose and then I just pop them off. I know that's not like the right way to do it. Like once I can tell they're kind of like starting to come up a little bit at the ends, like you can see these ones, they're starting to get a little loose. I just usually wait until they get to that point, and sometimes I don't wait, which I do not recommend this, but I wait till they get to that point and I just start popping them. You know what I mean? Like I'll just use my other hand and pop them. But what you're supposed to do is soak them in, I've seen some people say like dish soap and warm water. That does not take my nails off. I wash dishes every single day, but maybe if you just sat there for a long time, that would take them off. But what you could do is acetone nail polish remover. That'll break down your nails quick. All right, we're going to go in with our Unique Press Powder. I have this linked up in the description, but if anybody would like a color recommendation, you can message me, so I can definitely help you get a good color match. Does the eyebrow gel dry crunchy, if you know what I mean? I would say yeah. Like, I know exactly what you mean. Almost kind of like hairspray, like Stronghold hairspray, how that kind of gets a little crunchy. I would say it's probably not quite as crunchy as like a Stronghold hairspray, but it definitely is a little bit like hard, you know? Especially if I use like a lot. Today where I have such a thin layer on, it's probably going to be a little bit softer, but if I do like really get it in there, do like a couple coats, it's definitely going to be a little crunchy. The nail kit comes with a orange stick that you can use to break the seal around the edges, and then put some cuticle oil on them, which breaks down the red aspen glue, and they will pop right off for you nicely. Did not know that. That's how I do it with acetone. Yeah, the only reason I don't really like to use the acetone, it totally works. So if you need to get nails off, 100% it works. But maybe you think this too, Dawn. I feel like it almost like makes this part, this actual nail, like completely fall apart. And so it's kind of like more of a sticky mess, like versus if I just pop them off and throw them away, then they're dry and I just throw them in the trash. You know what I mean? Because sometimes I'll have to soak it and it'll like almost make this part like soft a little bit. Like the actual fake nail itself. It's kind of hard to describe. The cuticle oil is great for breaking down the glue. Oh, I see. And also it's great for your nails and your nail. I'm guessing you meant cuticle in your nail. That's good to know. I agree with that. Yeah, so that's why I just kind of, this is the more damaging way to your nails for sure. But I personally just kind of like to wait until they're pretty loose and then I just pop them. And I feel like I usually wait long enough. Once in a while I get impatient or I'll like have a bad manicure where I'm just losing nails. You know what I mean? Like I've popped 2 or 3 of them. I'm over it. I'm just going to redo it, like whatever. But a lot of them, maybe it's only been a week, like 6 days, 7 days. And so maybe a lot of them are still like holding on pretty good. That probably is a little bit more damaging. But typically I wait until they're all kind of coming loose, all kind of ready to pop. And I feel like it's really not that damaging because they're so close to ready to come off anyways, you know? Yeah, it is kind of a sticky mess. That's why I think that way is definitely less or no damage to the nails. We're popping them where you're obviously kind of ripping like this. That's going to obviously risk more nail damage, but I still do it that way. Okay, I've been doing the same base for 2 weeks and I've been loving it. Sometimes I'll get in phases like this where I switch up my base a little bit or a lot and I'll kind of stick with that for a while and then I'll switch it up again. But what I've been doing is this SPF, going with my pressed powder. I like this because it's enough coverage. I'd say it's close to full, but probably closer to medium. But it's super lightweight because I don't have any sort of extra foundation on. And I feel like that's been giving me great coverage, but it feels super, super light. Because you guys no, I like powder no matter what. If I wear a liquid foundation as like my base, I still like a powder to set it with. So this has been working great. I love this powder. It is a bit on the pricier side. I think it's $44. I've sold Unique for 12 years. A long time. I was like a Unique girl, you know? And the pressed powder is one of their items that I still am obsessed with. I don't have one that I prefer over it. I absolutely love it. This pressed powder alone is like probably the main reason I keep my website active and everything. But it has vitamin A, vitamin E, shea butter. So it's not like a drying powder that sucks the moisture out. It's a very like glowy hydrating powder. So I love that. Plus it's great coverage. My opinion, it's worth it, but I totally understand if that's not worth it for someone that isn't obsessed with powder like me. Then I've been going in with Ophir's Pivot Powder. I love this one. This is in the shade Gold Rush. Red Aspen has a patented design that curve to hug your natural nail. They can be reused as well. Wow, that's really cool. I always throw mine away because look at these guys. By the time I take a nail off, I'm not putting that back on. Thank you, Dawn. I really love that powder. I really do. And my skin is typically better in the summer. So that is due to no product. It's just due to the natural, good old-fashioned sun. The only bad thing about the summer for me is since I do have melasma, my melasma mustache, it can get pretty dark. But as far as like acne and blemishes, that kind of thing, typically my skin's still not perfect ever. Where's my brush I'm looking for? It's never perfect, but typically in the summer, it's a lot better. And I think it's just from the sun, I guess. Oh, here we go. Okay, so this is kind of a weird order, but I like to take the Pivot Powder. These are extremely pigmented, you guys, so you don't need much. And I hit right at the top of my cheek. So I almost kind of look at like the natural highlight. And I'm just going to enhance that. And then I'll kind of go like right around This is in the shade Gold Rush. And see how you can almost kind of see like a natural, like where the light is already hitting or where like the top of your cheek is? That's kind of where I'm going to focus that. And I'm just going to enhance that. And I'm going to basically go right around here. And then this is extra, but I kind of like to go right down a little bit in my nose and then the tip. That's kind of a 2016 thing I think I've just gotten in the habit of. And then if you want, you can do like a little bit right here. I don't usually do that. I usually just do the cheeks, the nose, and then right above the lip. And I like to put that on first because I don't want my highlight to look like a stripe on my face. You know what I mean? So I like to put it on first, and then I go in with, I almost always wear blusher, but bronzer and blusher. Is what I've been doing lately. So anyways, this is Ophir's powder blusher. I'm just going to go in with a big fluffy brush because I want it more soft and subtle. If I wanted it more like sharp and chiseled and a little bit more like pigmented, I would go in with a much more densely bristled and like hard shaped brush. If I want something like nice and soft and just a lot more subtle, I'm going to go in with a nice fluffy brush. I have these brushes linked. I forgot forever and ever, but everybody's always asking me about them. I have about makeup brushes in general. I have a variety, so I have some really good like Ophir brushes. I have BK Beauty brushes you guys recommended. I have some old unique ones. I would call those like my nicer, like more expensive, high quality brushes. And then I like to have a pack like this just to have a little bit more of a variety of shape. Are they going to be as amazing of quality, as soft of bristles? Are they going to last as long? Probably not. But I will say I've had this pack of brushes well over 5 years, which to me is pretty insane because I think the entire pack is like 15 or 20 bucks. But I like to have it so that I have a little more variety of shape mixed in with my other brushes. So if you're balling on a budget and you need to add a few brushes to the mix, this one would be a yes for me. Okay, and you can totally just leave it there if you want. I've been really liking some powder blush lately. This is another brush from that pack, and we've been doing the shade Lychee. This is by Ophir. I love it. It's like a white pink, like a baby powder pink, and I like to go right over that bronzer and also the highlight because I want it to be more subtle, like where it's when the sun hits, you know what I mean, it pops, but I don't want it to look like I have a stripe on my face. And you can do this with any blusher. Thank you, Dawn. I love Anissa Beauty brushes. I've never tried those ones, I don't think. Thank you, Ronnie. All right, what should we do for eyeshadow today, guys? That's our chance to have a little fun. I just wanted to show kind of step by step what I've been doing lately because I feel like I'm usually just chit-chatting, which don't get me wrong, that's my favorite part about going live. But in case there was someone that was like, what is she doing? You know what I mean? What products is she using? I wanted to at least make sure to tell you. So yeah, Lychee for that. I'm using the medium bronzer in Sundial. The light is still available, and that'll work just as good. And then I'm using the shade Taffeta in the Unique Press Powder. But if you would like me to give you a recommendation or at least check and see if I agree with what color you think you're going to get or you want to get, you can message me anytime or comment. So yeah. Good morning, Deanna. How are you? All right, let's do some kind of eyeshadow today. I've been being a little boring on eyeshadow, but boring, I should say simple, because I feel like it hasn't been boring. But we've been doing kind of some simple makeup, but I still think it has turned out and looked really good. But once in a while, we gotta have a little fun. So how about we do the Bloom palette today? Or I could do Little Heat. I don't think I want to use Little Heat today. Alright, let's find a fluffy brush. I don't know exactly what we're going to do, but we'll make it up as we go. The Bloom palette is an Ophir palette, which I have my Ophir link up in the description, of course. I love Ophir. They have my favorite eyeshadows. I absolutely love their lip products. Their new mascara, that's just a really good basic everyday one. I do want them to get the waterproof back. That was like my all-time favorite mascara ever, and I think it's gone. I don't know. The eyeshadow, though, is really, really, really good. It's worth the investment because eyeshadow palettes last so long. You know what I mean? It's worth it to have some good eyeshadow. Another thing that they have that I think is the best I've ever used, the liquid lipsticks. As far as formula goes, no bleeding, wears absolutely beautifully. The liquid lipsticks are really, really good. I love simple in the summer. Me too, Jerry. Honestly, the fact that I've been wearing powder and primer is pretty good because a lot of times I don't even wear any foundation in the summer, but I've been really liking that combo, so we're rolling with it. Okay, let's go in with this kind of dusty rose, dusty purpley rose. That's in the shade Peony. And I'm just going to use a fluffy brush. This is also from that really big pack that I have, but any fluffy brush will work. You do not need a special brand. I have Ophir fluffy brushes, unique ones. This one from the 10 pack, it really, most of them will work. And I'm going to go right in my crease. And I'm just going to go back and forth. And we're going to kind of get down a little bit of like a base / transition color for this eyeshadow look that we're making up as we go. It's actually like really cloudy today, and guys, I think that smoke, that Canada smoke, is making its way here. When I was driving home from Bozeman Sunday, I had went to visit my grandma, and I got close to like, the closer I got to my town, it was just like a haze, or like the higher up on a hill I got, when I was like coming back down everywhere across pretty much the whole state, I felt like there was just like a haze that you could see clinging to everything. I'm like, no. We were avoiding it for a while, so we kind of lucked out there because I feel like usually it's here way earlier. But yeah. I have Perennial and Dune, and I love both. Use alone or mix and match. Totally agree with that, Jerry. They do really look really pretty together, don't they? Or like you said, you can wear them alone, together, whatever. Another thing, and we talked about this quite a bit lately, is don't feel overwhelmed by this many colors. You could throw this eyeshadow on and that can be your look for the day, and that alone is going to make your eye color pop a little bit, going to draw the attention there, and kind of just help finish up the look. So do not think that you have to use every single color in a palette every single day to have a good eyeshadow palette. Like, I typically am doing somewhere between 1, 2, 3 colors for eyeshadow. Rarely do I use more than 3, and I often will use 1 color, especially if I'm in a hurry or I'm not like making a video. I'll do like 1 color and that's it, and just throw some mascara on. And that's plenty. These palettes are gonna last you forever. Okay, we're also just dragging that color underneath here. For some reason, I feel like my lighting is like not that good today, but maybe it's just because it's cloudy outside. I dropped that. All right, let's go in with this. This is kind of a, not you. Yes, you. That looks way more purple on the camera than it does in real life. Actually, it looks more like purpley pink. It's a lot lighter in real life, but it's kind of a like a true shimmer, and not like a metallic. So it lays over other eyeshadows very well. Okay, maybe it is more purple than I thought. Maybe it's my eyes playing tricks on me. I'm like in the camera, and when I'm putting it on, it looks more the same than when I'm just looking at it with my eyeballs. How pretty is that? And it's fun. Do I wear shimmer eyeshadow every day? Absolutely not. But do I think it's fun sometimes to have a pop of purple or a pop of pink and have a little fun? Hell yeah. And honestly, I think that's all we're going to do because that is such a fun little pop and that's all we really needed. I'm going to take a brush and kind of go right here. When I have nails on, I have a hard time reaching in to the corner of my eye and I always end up getting it on my nose, which I did today as well. But I'm just using that same color. And that's another thing with eyeshadow. A little tip is layer, layer, layer. So I don't know if you really picked it up, but how I put down that base color, having that is really going to make whatever you put on your lid pop even more. So if you have a color that you're like, I really like this, but it isn't quite showing up how I want or something like that, and this could be for any eyeshadow palette, which I will say a lot of cheap eyeshadow palettes, they do genuinely suck. There's probably some good ones out there, but a lot of them do genuinely not wear well, not pigmented. You know the drill. Anyways, try putting, but if you have one that is working, but it's just not quite showing up how you want, put down a base of eyeshadow and then go over top of the base with that, especially if it's like a shimmer, a metallic, something like that. And a lot of times that's all you need to get that little bit of pop that you're looking for. The eye color is pretty and great color with your blue eyes. Thank you, Dawn. All right, and let's put some mascara on and see what we think. Actually, I'm going to set my face first. I always like to set before I do mascara so I don't weigh my lashes down. This is just the Everset Setting Spray by Ophir. I love it. Okay. What is everybody up to this week/weekend? Anyone doing anything fun? Okay, I like to douse myself in setting spray and then I just let it dry. I don't use this as, I feel like setting spray to me was always advertised as like hairspray for your makeup. I don't use it for that. I use it to melt all those powders together, blend all the colors, and give it a more hydrated, glowy finish. Now, if I want to wear hairspray on my face and lock my makeup in that way, I'm going for the L'Oreal setting spray. Okay, this stuff legit locks the makeup in and it's like hairspray for the face. This helps melt all the powders in and give them that more glowy, natural finish. I finally remembered to add a link for this too, guys. This is Vanilla Baby by Truly. One of my favorite perfumes. I get so many compliments on this. And honestly, one of those scents everybody loves. It obviously is vanilla. It has a bunch of other scent notes that I can't think of, but it's a really, really good one. You can also get it in like a body oil, a lotion. It smells super, super good. I actually love all of Truly's products. I don't think every scent is going to be for everyone, but the Vanilla Baby one is like a rich, luxurious vanilla. I think everyone's gonna love that. Everyone that loves perfume, but I really like all of their fragrances, and they all are really long lasting and just really like rich and expensive smelling. You know what I mean? All right, let's do our lips really quick while we make sure our setting spray is dry. Lately, I've just been using this big 12-pack of nudes. And I'm having a lot of fun with it, actually. It is nothing fancy. I think it's $10.99 for 12 lip liners. I have it linked above. And it's basically just a bunch of nude lip liners. So there's kind of lighter ones, there's neutrals, there's warm tone, cool tone, more pinky nudes. You name it, it's pretty much in here. And that is what we've been having fun with lately. Where is the lid? I've lost 2 lids. All right. Maybe we'll try number 3 today. I don't know if I've used that one yet. I bet I have. Hi, is it Kamara? Kamara? I know I just butchered the heck out of that. Vanilla Baby is so good. It really is so good. I love their products. I do too, Jerry. Okay, so we're gonna try number 3 today. So you can wear these by themselves. I don't think I have tried this one. You too, Dawn. Okay, we're just gonna line our lips. This one's kind of like a chocolatey, one of the darker ones. And there's a lot of like lighter colors too. So a lot of them I just wear by themselves. And I put it all over my entire lip, and that's my lip for the day. Or today, we've got a little darker one, which is really pretty. What is your discount code for the perfume? SM15. And I think that saves you 15%. So not a huge coupon, but 15%. I mean, I'll save whatever I can. Okay. These are cheap pencils. So I tell everyone they're sharpened. They're not going to be super duper creamy. They're not going to be like, oh my god, this is the best pencil I've ever used. But are they a great way to add a bunch of colors and variety and options to your daily makeup routine? Totally. They are totally that kind of a lip liner. Like, you cannot beat the price, less than $1 a piece. They are a little bit like dry, but I feel like if I kind of swipe back and forth, they warm up and they do apply pretty dang well. You're welcome. Yes, I'm glad they gave me a discount code. I really, really like their products. I don't do a ton with them. I'm more of like a, oh, I lost the lid. That's why I won't go in. I'm more of just a customer, to be honest, but I like to share my code when I can. They sell like really, really good shave stuff. And I had never used anything besides, I think, what I would call like the normal shaving stuff. You know, whatever, Walmart razors. Like what I would assume and what I still think 95% of people use and what I still use most of the time. But anyways, I got one of their like luxury shave kits. And it had this like exfoliant that was black, and it was like the best. It was like a charcoal exfoliant. That stuff is like literally the best smell I've ever smelled in my life. And it had, anyways, it came with the steps. So it was like you exfoliate and then you do your shave cream, which the shave cream also phenomenal. Shave your legs. The razors are 10 out of 10. And then there's a donut glaze like body oil and then a body butter. You apply both. I truly, if you are wanting to spoil yourself, is it kind of over the top? I would say yes, because, you know, shaving your legs is shaving your legs. But I truly, if you want like a luxurious experience or you're fine spending some extra money on that kind of stuff, it really will be like the best shave you've ever had. 0 ingrown hairs, like your legs are going to be smoother and softer than ever. That like stubble that comes in, it takes way longer. Like it really truly does give you like the best shave ever. But it is, I mean, it's expensive. So like it's definitely kind of an over the top shaving experience or whatever you want to call that. It's a lot of steps. But if you are fine with that, it will 100% be the best shave of your life. Like, I have full confidence saying that. Good morning, Darcy. How are you? Okay, we're gonna go in. I'm gonna start with, this is just Ophir's Everyday Mascara. I'm a 2-coat of mascara kind of gal. I do have that fiber mascara still linked up in the description, just because that way if someone wants it, I try to keep links that I'm like using pretty regularly up in the description, so that way you have access to them. So this is Ophir's though. I'm not using the fiber mascara today. Wonder why it's so cloudy today. And if it's going to be like that all day, I think it's still supposed to be like really hot this weekend. Anyone doing anything fun this week? I do too, Mary. Especially for the price. Like, I think it's a pretty good deal for that. I feel like that fiber mascara is definitely like, I can get the most out of one coat of like all the mascaras that I use. That one, if I want like my full like length fullness, you know what I mean? Like I really want like a more noticeable mascara. I feel like I can get the most out of one coat of that, where everything else I feel like one coat one is just really trying to get a little bit of a base down so that I can get anything else going on, you know what I mean? It's cloudy right now in Kansas City, but sunny and hot this afternoon. I wonder if that's what it's going to do here too. So yeah, we're just basically getting down that base. I love the Everyday Mascara by Ophir is really good for separation, length, all of that. And it's very much buildable. You can totally do a couple coats and add more, or you can do, you know, one quick coat if you want the more soft kind of wispy lash. It's very versatile in that way. Good morning, Kelly. How are you? It was 107 yesterday. Whoa, that is a toasty one. We have kind of passed on that heat. But it is supposed to be a 100 every day this weekend. I want to try the eyelid tightening stuff you use. Yes, I really like that. I just realized my comments were going to your messenger instead of here. Oh my gosh, that's too funny, Ronnie. That happens sometimes, I've noticed. I think it's like when, maybe when people click on from my story. Because you know how, like, when you go live, there's, like, that little preview in your story. So sometimes when people click onto it from that, then it's like the comments are going to my messages for some reason. I don't really know what makes it that happen. But I do really, really like that stuff. It is a little more on the pricey side. So just so you guys know, I think it's like $67. But on the flip side of that, I will say you need like the tiny, like not even a pea-sized amount. So it's going to last you really, like it's going to last 6+ months for sure. And it really does like tighten. Like if you just do one eye, let it dry for like 15 to 30 minutes if you wanted, you can like visibly see the difference. So I really like that. And it wears gorgeous under eyeshadow. I love that it tightens up the skin for eyeshadow. It's really good. Trying to stay cool at best. I am doing a Girls' Day Sunday, going to the Silversmith sale, then a farm stand for flathead cherries and other fresh produce. That sounds fun. Raining here in New York today. Is it raining? It kind of looks like it is here, but I don't like it's going to, but I don't think it's going to. All right, I'm going to go in with this plum brown. This has no brand on it, but I have found it on Amazon. I think I have it linked. If not, I'll make sure to add it. It's a purple mascara, but it's like a plum, like it says. So I like it because it adds a little fun pop of color, but I don't feel like it looks like clownish. And I will say, if you have not tried the color mascara trend yet, you've got to try it. It actually is so fun. These are not like neon colors, guys. They do not look clowny or anything like that. They just really add a nice pop to your eyes. It's crazy. I just checked the weather. 104 this weekend. Oh, Kenya, that is going to be hot. Hot, hot, hot. And I've been liking to just do this as a second coat lately because I feel like then I've got a nice little base down, something for it to stick to. And the colors kind of wear together nicely. I really want to get another brown mascara. I actually saw that Unique launched one, but I have not ordered it yet. Does anybody else have a really good brown mascara that they love, especially if it was waterproof? I would love recommendations if anyone has anything of that sort. I know that's very like specific. Need to try the purple. Yes, it is so fun. Purple is a really, really good color for green eyes. So it's really not eye maxing for me, but I still like it and I still think it's fun. If you have blue eyes, like maroons, dark browns, anything like that, it's going to be really, really good for making your eyes pop. And I feel like plum brown can kind of go in between maroon and purple, so it can probably fit both. And this is a lengthening mascara. I don't know. It says on the link that I can't remember. Okay, sorry. I feel like mascara, it takes me forever. My grandson has an all-star tournament starting tomorrow night, so hoping the rain ends. Oh my gosh, I hope so. Red Aspen has a great brown mascara, but the brown is not waterproof, just their black is waterproof. Maybe I'll try both. I want to try some more stuff anyways, and a bunch of people commented that the Red Aspen lip liners are really good, so I want to try a couple of those too. The brown mascara is my go-to these days. Maybe I'll get one of each. A brown mascara and a waterproof. Waterproof mascara I love for the curl and stuff like that. Ophir's was my absolute favorite, I think, probably of all time. I'm not sure. Obviously, I've tried a lot of mascara, so it's a little hard to say. But in recent years, definitely like my favorite of all time. Kept such great curl. But I can't find mine, and I'm pretty sure it's either out of stock or not on the website anymore. I can't remember, but maybe I'll have to check again. Alright, girls, I think that is our final look. I am going to go fix my hair. I have a tutorial to make today, so that's what I'm going to do next. If I don't see you again this week, I hope you guys have an amazing week and an amazing weekend. I'll try to still keep, like, my stories updated, and I try to schedule out, like, some hair tutorials and some stuff that I pre-recorded. Obviously, I do my makeup. I usually do all my makeup with you guys, so not a ton of makeup tutorials, but I'll try to still have some videos coming out over this week. But yeah, you can still message me, and I will be back next week if I do not see you before that. So if you're new here, thank you, Grace. I use the Red Aspen Pressed Powder Eyeshadow, but I also love Ophir eyeshadow palettes. Yes, I've never tried Red Aspens. Thank you, Dawn. So anyways, if you're new here, I go live Monday through Thursday. Typically, this week we are on different schedules, so I'm not going to be live that much, but on our normal weeks, I go live Monday through Thursday between 8 and 8:30 Mountain Standard Time. I went to bed with wet hair yesterday, so my hair is yuck. The worst it could ever be. Anyways, I go live between 8 and 8:30 Mountain Standard Time. We usually do makeup. Usually we're doing a full face of makeup, or at least some kind of makeup tutorial. Once in a while, I switch it up and we'll do a hair tutorial, or we'll do our nails, and I'll go through like those steps, whatever. So I do post a lot of like hair tutorials, you know, beauty tips, whatever, those kind of short tutorials. But our lives, that's usually makeup. So if you like makeup tutorials, definitely follow along. Turn the notifications on. If you tap the screen, that little description box will pop up. If you click the bell, you can turn on all notifications. And if you go to my page and click that 3-line drop down, you can add me to your favorites. That will, in theory, help my stuff actually show up in your feed, especially when I'm live, so that if you like to chit chat and all of that, we would love that. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for hanging out with me. It is the best part of my day. I was talking about this the other day, but putting my makeup on is the best part of my day, only to be rivaled with taking my makeup off at the end of the day. I love makeup. I love playing in makeup. I love having my makeup on. But I'll tell you what, at the end of the day, I cannot wait to get it off my face. It's so funny how much I can love putting it on and how much I can also equally love that feeling of taking it off at the end of the day. But anyways, I hope you guys have a great week if I do not see you again. And if you have any questions, message me. I should have all the links up above. But yeah, you guys message me anytime if I can help with something. All right, girls, thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys later. Bye, guys.